Привіт! Ви на каналі idearoll, де ми граємо в настільні рольові ігри, розказуємо вам про них і іноді спілкуємось з дуже цікавими людьми, як, наприклад, от сьогодні. Я буду спілкуватися з Селлом, автором Тройки. Це така дуже крута система. У нас на каналі навіть є гра по вступному сценарію, де ви можете її подивитися. Зараз десь на екрані буде класна ссылка. Ми з ним поговоримо про що таке Тройка, про систему, про його натхнення. Він розповість про те, чому він ненавидить PDF, поговоримо про його видавництво Melsonian Arts Council і про майбутні нові проекти і так далі. Я думаю, буде цікаво, дуже приємна людина, дуже приємно її слухати. Є українські та англійські субтитри. І так, не забудьте задонатити на ЗСУ, це дуже важливо. І як тільки це зробите, приємного перегляду. So, thank you for joining me. Thank you for this interview. And let's start with, please introduce yourself.
I'm Daniel Селл. I run the Melsonian Arts Council and I wrote and published Troika and also the upcoming adventure for Troika, Slate and Chalcedony. We've also published lots of other authors over the years and continue to do so. Luke Gearing, which I think most people in this area are familiar with, is one of ours. Ezra Clavery and lots of lovely artists. And we also work with a lot of artists that have been around in the OSR for a long, long time, like Sam Melly and Andrew Bolters, who's on stuff. He does all of our stuff now. So that's who I am. I publish role-play games.
Thank you. And okay, before Troika, what did you do before Troika?
Before Troika, I published a D&D zine for like 9 or 10 issues of that. Just doing it off of a printer at home. And and then I just made Troika in a little like staple bound thing, and then not long after did the one that most people are familiar with, the hardback one, and then that's where we are now. But that went quite well, published a load of other books, and now I'm finally getting back to writing again.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you said you published it. So before you started with Troika, you were a publisher, or how it happened?
No, I was nobody. I was just a bum. It's like I was doing nothing. I was just unemployed. I had to move back in with my parents, and that was it. And I was just bumming around doing role-play game stuff. And and it was very, very slow starting it because my parents are also quite poor, so there was no support whatsoever for it. So it was pretty much I had an old inkjet printer, and I saw an article about how to staple bind booklets. I was like, all right, I'll do that a bit. And and just like every penny goes back into it, and then just like you print more things, and then Troika did okay, and it's just been coming on a slow boil ever since then. It just gets a little bit more popular every year. There's never been like a big break or any investment or help. It's just been us learning how to publish, learning how to print books, learning how to write books bit by bit. So there's no background at all other than playing games.
But it's super cool success story for me, actually.
It's hard to look at it like that for us because we're in the weeds of it. Like as you'll know, like an ongoing event, it's hard to have perspective on it. It's just like it's just a thing that's continuing to happen, and then like maybe when I'm an old man I'll be able to look back at it and go like, oh, that was good. But now it's just like, oh, I've got to do the next thing. I've got books to print, I've got schedules to follow.
But it's a platinum bestseller on drive-through today.
It is near.
So congratulations with that.
Couldn't do it. It's drive-through RPG is actually we actually sell less digital than we sell physical.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's like I guess it's I don't really care about digital books at all. Like we don't push them very hard. We don't like We don't like make them to be read digitally, which is like a PDF is just the file you give the printers with their parameters and their kind of, needs. And it's never really intended for looking at on a screen. It's intended for interacting with a offset printing thing. So yeah, I'm glad. I like making books. Physical books are fun.
Yeah, and it's really good looking books. I really love them to touch them.
Yeah. We really do like. Designing the books is great fun. Like talking to the printers and seeing what we can and can't do, and yeah, it's great.
Can you tell me a little bit about Melsonian Arts Council? What is it, and what the name? What does the name means? I tried to Google it. I thought it might be some kind of words that I don't know.
No, it's. I think the Melsonia is just a made-up country that was just a joke between me and a friend of mine when we were in our teens. And we just kind of applied that name to anything that we were kind of working on. And I decided to call the company when we had to name it. It's just because I think most countries have like an arts council of some sort. So it's the Arts Council of Melsonia, the pretend country. So yeah, that was also off the back of failing to get Arts Council funding. So it's like, screw it, I'm the Arts Council now. So yeah.
And it sounds great. It sounds like solid.
Yeah. But it's now embarrassing because we're thinking like, oh, maybe we could get Arts Council funding now. It's like, after calling yourself the Arts Council, they might look down upon that. So okay. Maybe not.
And before we dive into Troika, I want to ask you. It's kind of question for us Ukrainians because Troika is a Russian word. Yeah. How appeared?
It was unfortunately not very clever at all. It was just that the game was written and it was all. I knew what it was, and it was going to be based in a kind of city, and there was this kind of concept of like how the universe is set up, how the kind of above, below, in the middle kind of spaces. In an abstract way, and it was just like, something to do with three. But we're going to name this city. It's going to be something punchy, something fun to say because we're going to have to say it a lot. And if we get sick of this word, it's going to be annoying. So, yeah. So I just went with Troika because it's a nice name for a city. It's not too like. And also, with everything, I like having some kind of basis in reality especially for words. Like words that are completely fabricated sound ridiculous. So, yeah, I thought I'd have something fairly grounded that people could be expected to have some familiarity with. And then that's kind of it also plays into that idea of it being somewhat on the threshold of being kind of familiar. Everything about Troika is like almost familiar, but it's not at all when you get through. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So it's the name of the city, the name of the game.
So okay, and it goes to the next question. How did you come up with Troika? What's the history behind it?
Well, I originally wrote it because I liked two core influences on it, and I didn't feel like they stood up very well to me as an adult returning to them. So like, I really liked the old Fighting Fantasy role-playing game, the little like Corgi published books, and I also liked Planescape, which a lot of it doesn't stand up very well. A lot of it does, but it's just I didn't feel like returning this. I thought like I'll do my own thing. Like if I'm gonna play Fighting Fantasy or Planescape, I'm gonna have to make everything up myself anyway because I don't like any of it anymore. So I'll just start fresh. I'll change the bits in all of them that I don't like. Start again. and then I just folded that in with everything else I enjoy, things I've read and whatnot, and just end up with that. And now there's lots of Final Fantasy roleplay games kicking around, which is great. I don't know if we were in any way responsible for it, because there was already Advanced Final Fantasy 2, and they've been doing a good job. So who knows? Maybe not. Either way, it's good. I'm glad.
And as I understand, okay, for the system, I mean, for the rules, etc. Advanced Fighting Fantasy is one part of it. Maybe other inspiration you could recall?
You mean mechanically or just in general? Mechanically, yeah. Let's have a think. So, mechanically, there's some bits from I think Stormbringer was part of it. I can't remember what exactly. I mean, I don't remember what I stole, but I know I definitely stole something from Stormbringer, because I used to love Stormbringer. So Stormbringer and Final Fantasy, definitely. The initiative is a mishmash of war game rules, which it's the funniest thing, because like everyone thinks that the initiative is just this gonzo weird hippie thing, and it's the most old man beardy mechanic in the game, and it's like sure, yeah, it's like. It's like chip pool. It's the chip pool initiative system. It's like it's in board games your granddad would love, you know. Like, I think mechanically that's. I'm not sure. Off the top of my head, I can't think of other mechanical things. There's probably more, but they're the ones I can think of right now. Yeah. I mean, obviously, there's a little bit of Warhammer Fantasy role play in there as well with the backgrounds, I guess. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to, break it into pieces. I just want to know, like, general. Yeah, I'm just trying to.
I think they're the main ones that I like. They're the things I enjoyed and I kind of took with me as much as I could.
Just super cool. Okay, Planescape for the general theme. I like Planescape very much, and also it's a little bit Spelljammer. I can see there too. It's. All those,
weirdly enough, that's I think the Spelljammer. I was completely unfamiliar with Spelljammer.
Oh, really?
Before I started, I think it's because the people who made Spelljammer read the same books as me. That's what it is. Because it's like because really the Golden Barge, for instance, is literally stolen from a Michael Moorcock story. I think it's the actual Stormbringer story. Probably, and also like the whole way Golden Barges work is pretty much just Sailors on the Seas of Fate, which is another Michael Moorcock story. I own Michael Moorcock some money probably. But Spelljammer is just I was unfamiliar with it. It's just a nice coincidence.
Yeah, that's fun to know. And what was your goal with Troika? Created like lightweight system. What do you saw in the future for Troika?
It was when I made it. It was entirely I wanted to run some games, and this will do. and then it just when I started doing it, it just kind of poured out, and it fell into place, and people responded nicely to it, and. There was no plan. Like everything we've done has been with the goal of making the thing that's in front of us, and hopefully people like them. But we've never taken on projects or done anything with an audience in mind. I guess the goal is to hopefully make something that sits in the same position as our influences sat in with us. Like Planescape, regardless of what it is in retrospect, at the time was this magical, wonderful thing with Final Fantasy. Like it was this inspiring, wonderful thing. And it'd be nice if we have that kind of interaction with people in future, which is why I feel like a big part of it is to make sure that it sustains itself. There's no good making a game and then disappearing, or making just one book and nothing else ever again. It's got to be a body of work.
You published your first edition,
Mm-hmm.
and what happened? Did like
Yeah.
I don't know, fire and everybody? Oh my god, this is a cool game. Or it was like a slow.
Oh, it's a slow burn. Everything's been a very, very slow burn. Like when Troika initially came out, it was to no great fanfare. It was just a few people we knew on like Google Plus were like, oh, that's cool. That was it. And we stuck with it just because we liked it and we were playing it, and it was fun. We enjoyed it, and it was. I mean, it wasn't even paying the bills at the time. Like, it was just a thing we were doing on for the fun of it. But Troika has never had any kind of like breakthrough moment, especially where we've been like shocked, like, oh wow, like where did this come from? Which is a shame. Like, it means without that kind of jump in feeling, you can't really tell what's happening. You know, you need the contrast, but ours has been a very slow ascent. But it has been an ascent, which is more than lots of people who make role-play games can say. So that's like, you know, we've been lucky. Yeah.
Anyway, it's a great story. I like how people just gather around this game, and it's more content all over the way.
It's really not like, I mean, it's not something that we ever planned on doing. Like, I mean, I'm not really a community person. it's just like I try to be friendly, but like, I mean, there are people around us that are community people that have gathered more community people, and it just kind of it looks after itself. Like, we don't really take any charge of the Discord. Like, we are in charge of like our Discord and things like that, just so much as like no crazy people get it. You know, you don't want that. You don't want to be like, you know, the guy that's really popular with someone weird and crazy or something. But so yeah. Like, I'm not even a member of the Troika Facebook group. I have no idea what goes on there. I hope it's nice. So
don't go into Facebook. It's awful there.
It's a dark place, yeah. But yeah, like it's all just kind of like popped up. I think by the as a result of how the game is. Like, I suppose it was deliberate to make a game. I mean, it was deliberate in as much as I wanted the game to be fairly modular in the way you make things for it. So it's very easy for me to not lose patience. So I can just like make a thing, oh, it's done, hooray for me, and then you can move on to another new thing. So it's a constant stream of new things you're doing, which I think a lot of people responded to quite well as well. Like, everyone can see how they can make a thing for Troika, so a lot of people did. So I guess that's where the community comes from.
Yeah, tons of new words, new spheres, new content for Troika on itch.io. And it's amazing.
It is easy to get in on, and that's great. That's really, I mean, that's the most fun bit about it. People making stuff. That's very exciting. I love seeing it.
And continuing this theme, you have like dozens of official companion books on in your store. Yeah, not last one, but super huge, big squirm. And last one is Slate and Chalcedony. Oh my god, I'm not sure I'm pronouncing it correctly.
No one is. That's why it's a great word. It's like, I didn't know how to pronounce it till it's like, it's Chalcedony apparently. Although I wouldn't bet my life on it. I did look it up so I don't embarrass myself when I talk about it. But it's one of those things that, like, when you read old fantasy novels, they're always talking about Chalcedony. And you're like, what is this? Chalcedony? What is this? Yeah, like, what's it even look like? It's red or blue or whatever color. Apparently, it's just this weird thing. But yeah, it's fun.
I don't know how to pronounce it, but I already pre-ordered it. So
I think the other good thing as well is it'll scare those kind of casual YouTube reviewers away. They were like, I'm not going to risk pronouncing that. I'm not on screen. So it'll only be people who actually like it that will talk about it. It's perfect.
But it's super fun. I already read a PDF, so I can wait for the physical book.
I'm glad you like it. It's been a great response actually. Like, we don't usually like get much buzz, I suppose, when new books come out. We just kind of just like, I mean, like, there's definitely buzz, but like it's not like the Slate ones. Like people are already reviewing it. The book's not even come out, which is weird. Reviews are hard to get, I find. So it's hit a nerve or something. Not in a bad way, but like it's hit on something that people wanted. Maybe, I don't know, but it's that's nice.
It's time. You know, we have all these cool scenarios, and it's time for us to just to return.
Yeah. Got to return to grotty adventures, yeah.
And I remember this question regarding Slate and this name.
Yeah.
introductionary adventure in second edition and in Numinous edition. Blancmange and Thickle, I think.
Yeah, Blancmange and Thistle. Yeah, it's hard to say.
My God. Why did you call it like that? It's nothing about Thistle or Blancmange.
Oh, it's the name of the hotel. It's called the Blancmange and Thistle. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just a name. It's nothing about.
It's just a name. Yeah, there's no. It's like. It's like pubs in the UK and hotels. They just have names that are. It's just the name. It's just the name they have. There's no reason for any of it. So it's the Blancmange and Thistle. I think that it was named that just because that was what I immediately said. Like, what's it going to be called? Blancmange and Thistle. Done.
That's what you immediately said.
Yeah. Blancmange is a fun word to say that is, I think it's weirdly British while also being weirdly French. So it's like, it's a perfect word to use. So I'm finding out apparently like Americans don't really do blancmange. So it's, they have no, every time anyone says it, they call it blancmange. It's fine. I mean, there's no shame in mispronouncing words, you know, like it's not a word anyone has any reason to have ever heard or pronounced. It's a silly word.
Yeah, I mean, it just was a mystery. Why did you call it like that?
I feel like it's a wholesome name because the blancmange is a milk jelly, usually white or pink, and the thistles. It's just like a kind of cute, I guess.
And I read in Discord someone who ran this game. They actually made this blancmange dessert for the players. I tried to do it too, but I'm too lazy.
It's pretty good. I do like blancmange. It seems to be. It was more of a big deal when I was a child. It seems to have disappeared now. I think because because you can't ask someone in a shop like, "Where's the blancmange?" Because then you have to know how to pronounce it, and it's just no one's got that confidence.
But you can just point to, I want this.
It's like this one. I want the wobbly milk thing.
Yeah. And regarding those all these companion books, basically I have two questions regarding that. How did that start? So you launched Troika, and then what was the first supplement you decided to publish? How did it happen?
I think it started because as we still keep doing, we get too excited when we do Kickstarters, and then we're like, we'll just make more books. Like if people give us money, we'll do another book. That was stupid, but we did do that. It's like stretch goals. Like we just got all our friends to like, do you want to make a book for us if we reach this much money? And they're like, yeah, sure. What's Troika? I'm like, that doesn't matter. Just say yes. So what was it? So Luke did one. I can't remember what was part of the original. So it was Luke and Ezra. I think that was Permian part of the original group. Franz was, and that was Andrew. It was just kind of like, we've got to make some books. Ezra hadn't even read Troika before he started writing it. It's like, here's the PDF. And I was like, what's the setting? I don't know, just write a book. And I think he made the most Troika book out of all of them with Slow Slay.
And all of them are really good.
Yeah, they came out great. I'm really really pleased with those. They had they was also exciting because there was no preconceptions at that point as well. Now Troika is kind of tending towards some homogenation with what people think is Troika. So I mean that's another reason why Slate and Chalcedony coming out was a thing. Like we gotta remind people of our of grottiness. So,
You've done a really good job on that. I really like it. And recently you announced new 1.5 Troika adventures.
Oh yeah.
Could you elaborate on that? Because there's so much, there's not much information about it.
Yes. We kept it so the 1.5 project, that was a working name, and then it got we publicized it, and then we kind of stuck with it now. So that's what it's called. We're never going to come up with a clever name for it. It's basically 1.5 because it's like that's the price structure. It's like it's like 1 to 5 for the, so it's what is it, 10,000 words for £2,000. So it's 1 to 5. It's not clever at all.
No, it's
yeah.
cool.
That was just the working title. But it's for, well, it's we felt like it would be fun to reel in a bit of control on projects that other people are making, because obviously we have control of what we're making, but like it's fun to give out prompts like we did originally with the first 3 books that came out. We want to do that again, and we're just going to keep it much tighter now because we know what we want. So it's kind of a psychic adjustment to what exists for Troika. So we're trying to move away from what is most commonly put out and put out what we want to see more of, and we'll inevitably change it at some point, what the requirements are, but it'll probably always be 10,000 words or less things. Currently it is 10,000 words or less. People send us a finished first draft, no pictures or whatnot. It must be play tested somewhat with a list of who did it. No backgrounds, no something else we've forbidden. I can't remember what it was. And it must be like 75% of it, I think, needs to be the adventure. Like the actual, like, this is what is here, this is what this person is doing, and orcs or whatever. So basically we want adventures, and we want them to be like nothing too, and it can't be anything like particularly avant-garde as well. Like it can't be too conceptual. It needs to be an adventure you can run that people can play.
Super. So anyone just can send them to you with these songs, of course.
We deliberately kept it hard to find any information on it, because the second we even wrote down what it was, we got way too many applications. So we're slowly revealing it, and it's fine. If people hear this and want to do a thing, it's on the website, hidden in the links in the top right with the description. With the requirements, but I think I've basically nailed them. But it's just we kept it kind of small because we've already got a lot of manuscripts that we've like. We can't promise we'll take all of them or many of them, but we do read all of them, and we do give feedback.
That's the most valuable thing.
Yeah, so we tell people why we don't want it, and we will talk about we'll say what when we say feedback, we're not giving you unsolicited cruelty, but like we read it, we tell you what we liked, we tell you why we are or are not taking it, and we've got like a link to a post we did a long time ago about how to publish your own things quite easily. If you've given us a 10,000 word draft, you can go and publish this with a very small amount of information, which we are happy to give people as well. So worst case scenario, you don't get published by us, but you have a finished book that you can do whatever you want with. So
that's super cool.
We already, I think we got two of them are locked in and finished. One of them is just getting some revisions done, and then we got like 2 more that I think one or 2 more that we've said yes to provisionally. So we've got a lineup, and we're getting through them quick. Like it's small, and we're going to have like a trade dress to it. So they're all going to look similar, and they'll hopefully come out pretty like rapidly. And it'll be because we made a lot of very nice fancy books, but nice fancy books take a lot of time and money and effort.
Could imagine.
So we just want to get some good stuff out as quick as possible because there's a lot of it around.
Yeah.
So,
And they appear like each month. I think there is at least one Troika adventure on Kickstarter. That's super cool.
I'm glad. Yeah, it is nice. I mean, I'm waiting for one of them to make like those Kickstarters that make $800,000 saying just one of those Kickstarter, one of those Troika people just needs to just do it, and then I can ride that wave. They need to make a really cool Troika book and sell my books. That's what I want. So yeah, more Troika Kickstarters, please. I need some of you that are better at running Kickstarters to do it.
Yeah, I hope there will be more and more. Well, from one side I want it to be more and more, and from another one it's so much money I need to spend on them.
I know.
Let's return to one question I completely forgot about. Regarding art style. Because Luminous Edition, it has insane, acidic, out of this world art style. How did you come up with this?
Oh, yeah, I'm not really responsible for it. All I did was pick the people I wanted to work with.
That's the main thing, basically.
Yeah, I just worked with people that I was friends with. So it's just like, Dirk, Jeremy Duncan, Andrew Walter, Sam Amelli. I think that's everyone in there. I hope I'm not missing anyone. If I am, I'm really sorry. But yeah, so it's just they're the people I ended up working with, and now me and Andrew are the staff of Melsonian. So we just Andrew does most things, and we do it together. But yeah, the art style is just it's the people we chose to work with, and continue to choose to work with. Like we're working with a Games Workshop artist at the moment, one of the old ones from the 80s. Not saying he's old, but he's and it's just we stole his aesthetic. I feel we got that old Games Workshop aesthetic, so I thought we'd give some money back to him by hiring them to do some work. So, but yeah, we don't have much. We don't keep a super tight control over the aesthetic originally, and now I guess we do by default, just because Andrew's the one doing everything. So he's he decides what it looks like.
I mean, for that edition, yeah. Okay, you said it wasn't like it was you who just found the people who will do it. But did you say something to them like, I want this to be like that? Some kind of inspiration?
No, I knew, I know Andrew. Andrew's better read than I am, and he's read the same kind of thing, so he knows where my stuff's coming from. So I knew he would get it. And Dirk's always going to do Dirk stuff, so he knew where that was going to go. So I just give them the text and say, draw some of this, and then that's what pops out. We generally don't. I don't really see the point of being too prescriptive with artists, because you're paying them for their expertise. Like you don't boss your plumber around saying what kind of pipes you want. Just not that I'm saying that plumbers or artists are equivalent, but it's they know what they're doing.
Super important. Yeah.
Yeah, you got. It's just that they know what they're doing. They're experts. So you just leave them alone. You just say thank you very much.
Okay, so and it goes to the next question, to this new edition of Troika. Apart from you've done a good amount of work with new layout. Yeah, it's slicker. It's better. Some of the words are different, and it's really I can read it much more better and faster than the previous one. But it was a surprise, for me at least, that it was completely in different art style. Yeah.
It's still Andrew for the most part, and Shui Zhang did the cover. But yeah, he's I suppose the soft cover again is also an adjustment. It's reining in the exuberance of the hardback and reminding everyone of kind of the heart of where Troika's from, that it has always been a bit grotty, and that people might forget that with how and people use the word whimsical, which is not entirely unfair, but it's you wouldn't describe like Gene Wolfe or Michael Moorcock as whimsical as such. There's wonder in it, but it's wonder that might get you stabbed, that kind of thing. Which is what we wanted to do with the softback artwork. We will be doing a new hardback at some point, but that's and that we've already got. We've had artwork for the new hardback for a long time. You can actually see some of it on the troikarpg.com or RPG, whatever it's called. The Troika website has some of the artwork that we've worked on for the new Troika book. So we'll have a colourful version, we'll have a black and white version.
All kinds of versions.
We thought we'd be like a proper publisher and have a hardback and a softback of our books, because there's always, it might be boring to most people, but like there is a consideration of cost for the consumer. Like, it's all well and good making fancy books, but when they cost like 30, 40, 50 quid, it's like, it's a lot of money for a book. So it's nice, but also we like making fancy books, and people like fancy books. So you can buy, and like saying like, oh, you can buy the PDF is, I know if someone told that to me, I'd be like, I'm not going to buy your PDF. PDFs are dumb. So like, I'd like to have an affordable softback and a fancy hardback, which also means we have the option of making the hardbacks more fancy if we want, because the softbacks will always be nice. We don't put any less work into them.
In case this hardback, I read a PDF first, and then I got this physical version, and it looks so much better. You can't even imagine how different it may look from when you see it on the monitor. Yeah,
that's the thing. We never wanted to release the PDF of the softback, because we know, like, we wanted. The other thing with this is we wanted to make a book that reminded people that PDFs are not books. PDFs are just, they're the instruction files. They're just they're a reference for a machine which makes books. That's literally what they are. They're just for the printers. So that is a book that cannot be reproduced in PDF, because the artwork, for instance, the artwork is very interesting because it's done with a new method that we learned about from quite a well-known comic artist who's working on the new editions of the Cerebus comics. If you're familiar with those, they're very old. There's no shame in not knowing what they are. They've definitely fallen off the wall. But what it is, those pieces of art are hand drawn ink on paper, and then they're turned into bitmap files. If you've so they're just like ones and zeros. There's no smooth edges. It's all sharp. It's all pixelated, but they're blown up to massive, gigantic images and then shrunk down onto the page. And they look like complete trash on a computer screen, because the computer screen renders them accurately, which makes them look ugly. But the book, because it's ink on paper, it rasterizes the whole thing. It smooths the image out, and it becomes this lovely, sharp image. Because you put an already smoothed out pen, ink, drawing on the paper, it just gets blurry. So in this way, there's the interaction between the digital and the physical is creates the artwork. So if you're seeing the PDF, you're seeing half the thing.
Yeah.
Plus, also there's the mad cover, which is it's like people are like, oh, could the cover be in PDF? It's like, I guess we're trying to figure it out. Like it's
one more thing with it. Sorry, I interrupted you.
Yeah, go for it.
That the cover is actually TM screen.
Yeah, it's like,
that's not like, something you expect from the book.
It's like, it could be a GM screen. You want a GM screen? Get some crocodile clips and you're done. That's a GM screen. It's also fun because it's encouraging people to destroy their books, which we're a big fan of. Like, I love a draw. I've got some, like, no matter how valuable and nice my books are, I write in them. So people should write in their boook.
Yeah, but I didn't expect that you can just open it and put it on the table. It's not how I work with books.
Well, we thought like let's do it then. Why not? It's like, we wanted to put the map in it, and Swiss binding is great for long maps. So
Oh yeah, with the updates for this campaign, for this book, you emphasize a lot of how the process was on this. We have Swiss binding, we have that. It's super cool to look at. It's like you just play with things, you know.
Yeah, it's like we have these tools. Why not use them? I mean, it's a bit of fun. I mean, we can all get your bog standard hardbacks and softbacks and whatnot, but like it's fun to have a bit of a weird book now and again. And we explained it because we wanted people to know that it wasn't just like we're not just going to the shop and going one of them, please. You know, we did it on purpose. We're like people can dispute whether they like it or not, but they can't dispute whether we were lazy or did it by accident. You know. This is deliberate, and I stand by it. That's the thing. And also, like a lot of people have never seen a Swiss-bound book, so it's good to remind them, like, your book's not broken. I promise, it's fine. Your book's fine. It's like it's not. It's fine. Like you gotta have your first encounter with a Swiss-bound book at some point, and I'm happy to say that it was many people's first encounter with this one. So that's great.
It's really good. It's super comfortable to work with.
Yeah,
lays completely flat on the table, and it's perfect for
that. I really like the Swiss bound as well, because Swiss binding is horrible for novels because the cover's all like slippery and gets out of the way. So it just reminds people that this isn't for reading; it's for playing. Like this is a binding for reference books. It's not a binding for a novel. It'd be annoying as a binding for a novel. So it's you know, the medium is the message, as the thing goes, isn't it? So.
Yeah, you've done an insane job with it. Thank you for that, basically. For a new Troika book that lays perfectly on the table.
Yeah, I mean, I was very pleased. When they turned up, they were way better than they were. Our printers are so good. Like they always have great ideas. Like we tell them what we want, and they give us all these options. And the new paper we have, I love a book that's all swishy. You know, I don't like a rigid book. I like a floppy one, a good floppy book. Yeah. Anyway,
okay, I think it's my question for Troika. Can we talk about Longshot City?
Yeah,
the latest Kickstarter that was a great success, and we're all waiting for PDFs at first to just try it and to play it.
So am I.
Yeah, can you tell me about it?
Yeah, Christian, who laid out the original Troika there, has been working on this Troika superheroes game for bloody years now, like a long time, and he's finally got it to a state where it's like you know, fit for other people to see it. So we're putting it out because we think Troika can definitely do superheroes, and why can't we make our own Troika knockoffs? You know, like. So we're doing that, and and it's I think people will like it. And also we're making a box set, which is fun because we really want an excuse to make a box set, and this was a great excuse.
I was so happy when I saw the box set. That's what I wanted to mention.
We've already got plans for another box set. Not right straight on the back of this, but like there's a book that we were worried about that was just too huge. It's a D&D book, so it's not it's Ezra Clavery, who did Crypts of Dormancy, is doing a sequel to Crypts of Dormancy. Like you can never accuse us of following trends and being saleable. So, but the book is massive, so we're going to do another box set. But yes, this box set is going to be cool. I think we're working with a factory that we used to make our add-ons in the past, and we're getting them to do all the boxes and stuff inside it, and it'll be fun. And it's I think most of the stuff except for the book is already been made. The factory's very fast. The book is a little bit delayed. We should have had the PDF now. There's some issues with it. So, but books are fast. Once we got the book, it'll go to the printers, and then we'll have it in like 3 weeks. So
super fast.
Yes, it won't be long, hopefully.
I can't wait. And
the printers are in Estonia, so they're close by. Can't neighbours, basically. Yeah.
And what's your role in this project in Longshot City? I mean,
I'm just a publisher. I personally have not done very much with Longshot City. I mean, I'm like involved in what's going on, so I know what's happening, but like I don't personally do much to other people's projects. But like I said before, when you have someone come in to do something, I mean, if you're messing with it, you might as well do it yourself. You know, like I don't really interfere with other people's processes very much.
Let's say you wrote initial rules for Longshot City.
Well, yeah, there's he's changed bits and bobs, but it's still essentially Troika, yeah. So there's that, I guess. But you know,
and it leads us to maybe last question. What is the future of Troika? You already told us about this 1.5 project, about hardcover version in the future. Maybe box set.
They will. I mean, we will definitely get very silly with it. I don't know. I mean, a box set of Troika is yeah. I mean, there are plans around things.
Maybe something you can share with us. What should we expect in the future from you? Not about Troika especially. Maybe something else. Maybe new projects.
We have a production schedule out until 2025. So we have a number of books coming. Like this year alone, like before, like, you know, January 1st, we should have. Well, Benighted Betrothal was going to come. That was like our little D&D excursion. And then Longshot City, which better bloody be here this year. I swear, it better. And then Slate and Cassette is going to be here. Like I've just got the notice this morning. They finished printing it, so like, depending on how the shipping goes, it should be here in a week maybe. And then I have another book that I wrote that may be out this year because it's been illustrated and edited. It just needs to be laid out. So, awesome. And we got a bunch of Troika stuff coming in the next year. I think the 1.5 thing we could definitely get 4 or 5 of those out next year, and we're going to continue that into the future. We're going to be doing some more D&D stuff because like we still really enjoy old D&D. So we've got some bits and bobs coming, nothing too major, but just like things that people we like have made. One of the gigantic box sets is going to be a D&D setting, I guess you could call it. It's like the old Planescape box sets. It's going to be one of them, I guess you could call it. And we plan on supporting Troika into the future. There'll be undoubtedly another edition. Probably in 2025, 2026. But when we say editions, like we have to remind people that technically the softback there is about the 5th or 6th edition of Troika.
Oh, like, I thought it's 3rd or 4th.
It's hard. It's hard to count them. Because like, I mean, like an edition, strictly speaking, is whenever you change the text and reissue it. So like, there's been loads of textual changes, but so we'll be more like a Call of Cthulhu editions, if you're familiar with that. Just like, you know, just tidied up again. So yeah, nothing will be redundant. But yeah, we plan on doing Troika until we drop dead, or we're driven out of town or something. And as long as we can pay the bills, I guess is that's the plan, is to do Troika.
It is great to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to see all these projects for Troika and for D&D too. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, why not? it's the default thing, and we're not doing 5th edition, so it's still cool. You know.
And yeah, I'm out of questions. I wanted to say just huge thank you from us to agree on this interview. It means a lot for us. I hope more and more people here in Ukraine will get to know Troika, and we do all our best to you know.
I mean, I have been joking about like wanted to be more like, you know how like Call of Cthulhu is famously big in Japan. Troika needs a country. We need a country that's not the US or UK. Like Ukraine would be a good one. Like it's that would be a good one.
Yeah, we will do our best. When the war ends, we will do all kind of convention. There will be more than pleased to see you here. It's like officially invite for you if you want to.
We're popping over to Estonia to talk to our lovely publishers in a few months. So like popping around Europe again would be lovely, and that's the thing.
yeah, I don't think the war will end in 2 months, fortunately. But when, I know everyone will know about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You never know. You never know. Things come at you quickly at the moment.
Fingers crossed, as we say.
Yeah.
But anyway, it will be a huge amount of pleasure to see you here, to see Ukraine. And one of our future conventions.
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I know. It's too soon to talk, but like, you know, it's unfortunate we're in the middle of world events. Like it was. I think we'd all be very happy to go back to being bored. Wouldn't that be lovely? Imagine
COVID.
Just COVID, like a lovely break. But it's great. It's great to hear that you're trying to get back some kind of sense of normal life, and I'm very proud to be a small part of that in whatever way that turns out to be. Hopefully by taking over, but you know, like kick out D&D, we'll play Troika, but you know, whatever part that is, that's lovely.
Yeah, but truly, your work and all of your friends, it really helps us. Really helps us to stay mentally safe and keep our minds together. Thank you again, and have a great this evening already.
Yeah,
Good evening.
You too. Take care.
Hope to see you at some point in some convention, and maybe
I mean, we'll be maybe Essen. I mean, have you ever been to Essen?
No, unfortunately, no.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I want to so hard.
It's like the European Gen Con, and it's bigger.
Too.
How can it be bigger? Oh, Gen Con's way too expensive. I can't imagine affording that. Like, can you imagine going to bloody America for like 4 days or something? It's crazy.
For us, it's 1 day of flights, you know, to Norway, for example, from Norway to America.
Oh my God, yeah, Jesus, it would be. That's like that's another tier up. When we're making like proper money, like we're making the kind of money like a busy corner shop. Like, once we're making free league money, we'll be there. I'll see you at Essen when we're.
I hope it will be next year.
Oh God, if it is, that would be lovely. That would be lovely.
Okay, so have a great evening. Thank you again.
You too. Take care.
Bye bye. You too.
Zero. Bye.